Shalom. Pastor Hawk coming back at you with the truth, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua Bashem, Kakadash. This is GMS in transit, and the title of this video is "The Mark of the Beast Will Come Before Armageddon." So you can get it straight. Armageddon is definitely the thing that's going to end this current system, and it's a lot closer with the assassination of this Iranian leader, who's the second in command as far as the political side of Iran, not the spiritual side, which you have a supreme leader. He's the head, and then you have the political secular government. And this guy, what's his name, Soleimani, was a top general. He's equivalent to general, the top general, the Secretary of State, Vice President. He's a highly decorated individual in the Iranian government. So, you know, that situation with Donald Trump calling for his assassination by way of drone got the Middle East on fire. He basically threw gas on a raging fire. So, and like I said, that's the scripture. It tells you in Matthew 24, it said there should be wars and rumors of wars, but the end shall not come as of yet. For nation shall rise up against nation, kingdom against kingdom. So this doesn't mean that the war of Armageddon or World War III or the third woe is going to come to pass because of this incident, this situation, because the mark of the beast, which is the microchip, will have to take place first. Make no mistake, the microchip will take place before the war of Armageddon takes place. And this is, I've been going back and forth with an individual by the name of Mama Waldi, and he's also known as Black Opulence. I already know who he is, but I asked him a bunch of times about the mark of the beast. Do you believe the mark of the beast is the microchip? And he says yes, but then he'll come back and he'll say, well, you know, he'll throw out the question, well, what will come first, the mark of the beast or the war of Armageddon? Well, it doesn't make any sense for the mark of the beast to come after the war of Armageddon, because the ones of you that take that chip, the microchip, which is the mark of the beast, you are the ones, you are the Israelites, because we're not concerned about the other nations. You know, you're going to have Edomites that they might say, well, I'm not going to take the chip. Well, guess what? You're an Edomite. So you chipped any goddamn way. You're spiritually chipped. It's talking about Israelites. Now, when you read the book of life, them that are written in the book of life, that's only talking about Israelites of the elect, because just because you're an Israelite doesn't mean that you're written in the book of life. Your name will be added onto it after the missiles drop and the next kingdom comes, which is the Most High's kingdom, which will be ruled by the Most High, the Son Yahushua, King David. When it says in Hosea, the first chapter, the 10th verse on down, it speaks about and they shall appoint themselves one head, for great shall be the And they shall come out of the land, for great shall be the name of, great shall be Jezreel. And Jezreel is another way of saying Israel. Jezreel is Yazrai Allah, which means he is the seed of God. Israel is, he is the prince of God. So we're the spiritual sons of the Most High. And we're the same sons of the Most High in Genesis, the 6th chapter, where you speak about the sons of the Most High saw that the daughters of men, the daughters of the children of men were beautiful and laid with them and gave birth to children. There were giants in the earth. That's talking about us. They ain't talking about angels coming down. The rebellious angels following Satan. Satan is still in his power seat. He's under the orders of the Most High. The angels are under the orders. The angels on the left-hand side are under the orders of the Most High. They ain't doing their own goddamn thing. If that was the case, and that they can take over the Most High. How stupid is that? Got a lot of people out there that don't know the scriptures. When you go, and we keep speaking on it because that's the next major prophecy. When before Yahweh Shai came on the scene, they were looking for the Messiah. They knew that there was going to be a Messiah that's going to come. You had a man named Simon that the Lord, or the angel of the Lord, told him that he's not going to see death until he sees the Messiah. And the Most High allowed him to see the Messiah as a baby, and then he was ready to go in peace. So that was a prophecy right there. I believe that was an angel Gabriel, if I'm not mistaken. And when he saw the baby Messiah, he was ready to go, and then he went shortly after. So the big talk was whether the Lord 2,000 years ago was the actual Messiah, or are they still waiting for a Messiah? Oh, by the way, you have so-called Jews in the land of Israel that basically are saying they're there because of the fulfillment of prophecy. You know, they'll use it. They'll talk about the people over there in Israel and say, well, this is the fulfillment of Micah, the 4th chapter, Isaiah, the 2nd chapter. And whatever chapters speak about Ezekiel, 37th chapter, whatever chapters speak about us going back into the land. They're saying that they are those people. Well, you have people that believe that they're Jews, which are mostly Edomites, because some of them so-called Jews are Israelites, because Israel was scattered throughout the whole planet. You're gonna have there's some of them that's in New York and certain other areas around the world, and in New York, like I said, that say that no, they're not supposed. The people are not supposed to be over there in that land because the Messiah didn't come as of yet. The ones that are Orthodox, so-called Orthodox Jews, they're saying that nah, they ain't supposed to be over there because the Messiah got to come. So they're still waiting for the Messiah, and the reason why they're waiting for the Messiah because when the Messiah came, they wasn't there. They came after the fact. So the ones that accepted the Messiah were the Israelites that were living in Bethlehem and Nazareth, in those different surrounding areas in Israel under the oppression of the Roman Empire. And it was the Roman authorities that put them to death through the order of Pontius Pilate, which he saw no guilt in the man, but to appease those Israelites, they put him to death, which was a fulfillment of prophecy. That's a fulfillment of many prophecies. One prophecy is, you got these non-messianic Israelites saying that the Messiah didn't come. But when you read the Old Testament, you go to the book of Psalms, the 22nd chapter. David goes into detail that he was going to be hung up, that he's going to be beaten, you know, that he was going to make the statement, my power, why have thou forsaken me? He's going to make the statement that dogs surround me round about, which was those Edomites, which had some Jakes that were Roman soldiers too. That was part of, you know, beating the Lord. So he rose back up. He rose up, and he came back among the disciples or the apostles, and he told them that he was going to come back with power and great glory. And that's throughout the various prophecies from the various prophets. So everything is based upon prophecy. 2020 is the year of prophecy. Prophecies, see a lot of prophecies coming to pass. Whether we be out of here this year, I don't know. But the ultimate prophecy before the major prophecy, the end prophecy comes when before the kingdom is established, is the mark of the beast. And that's why we here at Great Millstone, we teach it so much. Because that's what we're looking for. You always look for the next major prophecy. So the next major prophecy is the mark of the beast, which is the microchip. Pursuant to Revelation 13, verse 15, really down to 18. And if you can't see it, hey, maybe you're not written in the book of life. Maybe you're not one of the elect. Because we see it clearly, man. And that's definitely the mark of the beast, the mark of the microchip. That's definite, man. And then the missiles will come. And how do I know that? Because the ones that take this chip, they're going to be destroyed by the destruction. Pursuant to Revelation 14, verse 9. You could start at the 8th verse. Read the next couple of verses. Revelation 15, first 2 verses. Revelation 16, the first couple of verses. Revelation 20, verse 4, it speaks about how the true believers they're gonna not take that chip. When you go back, I believe it's Revelation the 15th chapter, the first 2 verses, it said that they're gonna be above the heavens, and they're gonna be playing harps, and it's gonna say that they were delivered because they refused to take that chip. And you know, you have people that read the scriptures, they go to church, you know, they go to the different religious temples and mosques and churches, and they don't understand that there's going to be a program where they're going to chip the whole planet, or most of the majority of the planet will be chipped. Anywhere you're part of a system, you are going to be ultimately chipped. And I keep talking about this. You don't like what we're saying, you don't got to watch my videos. And the people are going to take it because the way they're going to present it to you is going to be presented in a benevolent way. That is here to help you. It's here to make your life easy. Anytime there's a new smartphone, people line up to get that. They're willing to pay the latest smartphones out there. You know, $1,000, $800, $900, $1,000, and people are willing to pay for it, man, to get that new technology. So that microchip is going to be the new technology, the new sexy technology. The way they're going to package it, man, you're gonna be fighting. I can imagine Jake fighting to get the chip. You know, somebody online and other people jumping in line to get that damn chip. However they're going to set it up. However they're going to set up them chipping stations, or whether they're going to do it in hospitals, or you can get the kit yourself, you know. But that's the major prophecy, and when that prophecy comes to pass, the mark of the beast, which is the microchip, that's when everything's gonna move quick. we might be out of here in the next 3 months, next 6 months, maybe within that year. I don't see people getting a chip and they're going to be walking around, the majority of 90%, 95% of the people on the earth walking around with a chip, using a chip for the next 10 years. I don't see that, man. Things are getting too hot. Hey, over the weekend, the Middle East, the Levant, the Fertile Crescent got hot. And that temperature went up. That temperature spiked up. Also, the fulfillment of Jacob's trouble, when all hell breaks loose, when martial law is declared. There's going to be a big rally in Virginia because the governor of Virginia wants to confiscate guns. But now he's saying, well, we won't confiscate your guns if you register them. Which that's a way of confiscating guns, because you have the addresses and the information of the people that have guns. So you have these militia. You have two militias. You have the organized militia and the unorganized militia, which is in, I believe that's, what is it? I believe it's section 10 of the USC, United States Code. I believe you call it section 10 or article 10. I haven't gone into the law in a long time. Like you have Title 26 represents the IRS code. I believe Title 4 is, I believe it's title. Yeah, Title 4 is the of the USC United States Code. Is the American flag. And I believe Title 10 is the armed forces, where they're going to add the addition of the Space Force to Article 10, because it's part of the military branches of the military. It's a new branch of military. And then, another thing this guy Trump, Donald J. Trump, has called for the U.S. Space Force, and basically he's saying so we can protect ourselves from the elements out there in space. So whether he knows that they're aliens or whether he believes that those are the angels coming to deliver us, they're going to actually try to attempt to fight the angels. Whether they believe they're aliens or angels, they're going to try to fight them. And they're going to get wiped out of the sky, man. And that's going to happen. And when that happens, that's when the missiles are going to be on their way. But we see it clearly, man. That's why we so diligent in this thing, because we see it. Our eyes are completely open to the things that are coming to pass. Now, we don't see it right now, but in our mind's eye, we see it clearly. And John, going back to the mark of the beast, when John wrote down those visions that he saw, he actually saw actual military coming in, but he also saw actual animals like the beast. He actually saw a beast which represent, NATO and the EU, which the U.S. is a part of NATO. But he actually saw somebody sitting down with a doctor, somebody giving that person or administering the microchip. He actually saw it. Now, he didn't call it a microchip because he looked at it and he wrote it down. And in the Greek, the word there is charagma, which means a thing that is, placed in your hand on your forehead. So he actually saw somebody getting the chip put in their hand. And that word, when you go to the root of the word charagma, it goes to the word charax, which charax is delivery system, which is the needle. Which the needle is cut like a palisade. or a stake. And that's what he saw. He actually saw that. He actually saw somebody sitting, actually getting that chip. And that was given to him over 2,000 years ago. And here is all of the Apostle John, or John the Revelator, whatever you want to call him. Everything that he said that he received from the angels of the Lord, the angel of the Lord, is coming to pass. We're in that time. We're in the time of revelation. And like I said, that's why we speak on it so much. Because this is the mark of the beast, which is the microchip, is the next best thing to take place before this destruction comes. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom, and on to the next one.